Hey guys, it's Yuta here. I am a challenger TFT player. I used to play League of Legends also professionally or like semi-pro. Um, and today I'm making a guide on the 15.4 TFT patch. So yeah, let's get into it. So basically, this patch is really weird in a way because a lot of comps that were really good last patch got nerfed, and a lot of new comps came out, right? So basically, Zaya was decent, but she wasn't like the greatest. Malzahar was never like the comp, and now it turned out to be like the one of the best comps in the game, right? Um, so yeah, let's begin maybe with the bottom two. So Yumi got really nerfed. She was really good last patch. She was probably like top two, top three comps in the game. She got really nerfed, and I would basically never play her. Maybe if you have like a God spot, maybe if you have like Mana Zane. But I think Mana Zane got nerfed as well. I am not sure though if it was this patch or last patch, or both of the patches, but maybe if you have some God spot for Yumi, she could work. Honestly, I haven't seen Yumi a single time. Um, I think she's like pretty much unplayable right now. Same with Sork Karma. Sork Karma could maybe go to C tier because low key, if you cap her out with Gwen 2, she can do okay and she could win games if you really high roll. But yeah, I would just put her in D anyway. I just think she isn't really good in the meta right now, especially with like the Giga tanks. If you have like a Poppy 2 or like a Cassandra 2, you have a Rakan 3, it's really hard for her to kill this. I would not play her ever. Then we have Caitlyn. Caitlyn, it's the Caitlyn Jace comp. Sorry. I think Caitlyn James comp is fine if you have a really good spot for it. Let's say you get a early Caitlyn, you get a slam for her. Um, you could play it if you like play it from a win streak position. If you cap this out with like Caitlyn with Shadow Clone and let's say Socialite Jace or like Star Student, both of them, it can be a good comp, and you just play 7 BA plus Kobuko on 8, right? And at 9 you can cap it out with like Braum or Varus or something. And this comp, it can work, but like I said, it's like I would only play it from win streak. If you're not win streaking, just don't play it. You're probably gonna just go bottom. Um, then we have Senna. Senna I could put in B tier. I just think it's kind of a bait to go for Senna 3. I think it's not worth to go for Senna 3 as Sword 3. It's just better to go level 8 and play around Rice and then play items on Volibear or Lee Sin, depends who you hit. Even you could put items on Yasuo, doesn't really matter. But Volibear and Lee Sin are obviously a little bit better. Then we have Akali. I put Akali here because I saw Akali do actually fine. Usually Akali is just like a secondary, like third carry in like Kai'Sa or Ryze and stuff like this. But I saw Akali do fine with like 4 Supreme Cells and some random protectors with like Cassandra frontline. Um, but you need to have Downcore on her. If you don't have the artifact Downcore on her, I would just not play it because uh, I just don't think she's very good without it. Then we have Kale. Kale, I also don't really think is really good. She, like, Kale is only good from a spot where you basically natural a Kale tree. If you don't, then it's just not really worth to roll for the Kale tree, maybe Zac tree, and then push levels because usually you don't even outscale people even when you get to level 9 or level 10. Maybe if you get to level 10 with Final Ascent, you can win games and if you recap your board, but in general, not really worth it, right? Then we have Ash. Well, Ash got nerfed. Uh, I mean, Ash didn't get nerfed, but Udyr got nerfed, and Udyr was the main tank in 6 duelists. And the comp got really nerfed, right? Like it's just not really good anymore. It's like probably like B, maybe C tier. And Ash Ash outside of the duelist comp is just not that good, right? She was fine with 6 Juggernauts, and then you can cap it out of like Braum, TF, Zyra, and stuff like this. Um, Maybe if you have like a Navori quick blade and you or like flicker blade, sorry, and you hit her like early, then surely you can play her and you will do fine. And then if you get to like level 9, you cap your board with like Lee Sin 2, TF2, Zyra 2, like sure you can do a lot. You can win the game probably. but in general, without like Flicker Blade, I would not play her. And like maybe if you have like a really good spot, like let's say you start the game with like Udyr and you have like slammable items for Udyr, and then you get like a Ginzo or like a Kraken, maybe it can work, but I would not go for it. Lux, okay, so Lux is the comp of Xinzao, and this comp, I saw it succeed with Colossal Xinzao, and then you just put Sterak on him, Titan, and Gargoyle. So basically just same items as Udyr, right, in the Duelist comp. And the comp was fine. The items on looks, honestly, I don't even know for sure what is the true biz. I saw people usually just go like JG Nashor +1 or like Sojin plus like basically just like 1 or 2 mana generator and then like Ravadon, JG, basically whatever you get right. It can be fine. It can top 4. I didn't see it window, but it for sure can go top 4, top 2 if you have a really good spot. Win out, probably not gonna happen. Maybe in a lower lobby. Then we have Jarvan, which is just the mech comp. Personally, I don't like to play this comp. I don't play it often. I know it can be decent and it can win games if you like cap around Yone too. Uh, I guess if you have like really good mech opener and you have like maybe some Titan or like Sterak or Age of the Night or something, slam on like a GP2, and then you can like push to fast 8, and then let's say you're in a spot to fast 9 to get to Yona, then sure you can play it. But usually I just think it's better to go towards Rise from a good mech opener, but yeah. TF. Okay, so TF board is basically the Bastion board. So the new TF board is you just play 6 Bastions with like Lorna, Shen, Zinzao, Braum, and then 2 other Bastions like Swain and something, right? And then you just play TF, Ione, and Gwen. And then at level 10 you can add a Zyra, for example. And this comp, I saw it do really well, but it's really hard to get the right. Mm, but it's like it's pretty good. If you have like attack speed items like TF items like Ginzo, Red Buff, Last Whisper, Void stuff like this, and you're like in a good spot to go fast 9, and you're playing around Bastions, then that's for sure something you can do. Then we have the Nico comp. The Nico comp, I saw it do really well, but I also saw it do really bad. I think if you play her on a win streak, she's actually good. If you can get her to 3-star and then like, go level 8, go level 9, put the extra units in, I think she can win games. So if you have a good opener for her, let's say you get this augment on 2-1 and you have like Edge of the Night, Archangel Slam, something like this, JG maybe, then it can work and it's pretty good. But also you need to like scout a little bit and see if there's a lot of Star Guardian players or something else because where is she? I lost her. Okay, well, doesn't matter much. But yeah, you need to scout if there's a lot of Zaya players, Sargarian players, because they will hold Nikos, right? Um, then we have the Rel comp. The Rel comp is something that is like new since this patch. It's good with the new Rel hero augment. I forgot what the name of it is. It's like something Knights. And then you just reroll it with Garen, Ezreal, Rel, and Syndra, and then you just add the units on top of it, right? It's pretty good. I saw it do really good in a few games. Um, just you just put tank items on Rel, AP items on Syndra, and it's actually pretty good. It can work well, especially if you have tiny team. With tiny team, it becomes really good, in my opinion. Then we have Kog'Maw and Smolder. I think these two comps are kind of similar. Um, I think Kog'Maw might be slightly better. Obviously, Kog'Maw becomes way better with artifacts. If you have Flicker Blade, if you have Downcore, if you have Static Shift, this comp becomes way better. Um, Smolder, I think Smolder you can pretty much play with any frontline. You can play with Protectors, even though 6 Protectors, 4 Protectors got nerfed. It's still decent. Juggernaut Smolder is also good. And then the Heavyweight Smolder is pretty the best. And then you duo carry Darius/Jace. Darius is better though. And you put tank items on Poppy. Um, Kog'Maw, I think, is like only playable with protectors. I don't know. Maybe it's better with the other ones as well, but I haven't really seen it honestly. Maybe it's like hidden good or something. Mm, so yeah, these two comps are kind of similar. Just Kog'Maw relies more on artifacts. Smolder Biz is like Sojin, IE, Guardbreaker. Power ups on him, efficiency is the best. Over 9000 is pretty still good, especially this patch when it got buffed. Mage is fine. Kog'Maw, it's still Fairy Tail or Caretaker, but maybe there's something else that's also fine. Then we have Varus. Okay, so Varus used to be S tier last patch, but I don't know why. For some reason, this patch it just feels really bad to play Varus. I don't know if it's because the meta is like reroll meta, and like Varus has a harder time against 3-star units. But yeah, for some reason, this Varus comp from S tier, in my opinion, is like B tier, maybe A tier. You need best items on him. You need like either mana, like Sojin or blue buff, and then you need IE Guardbreaker, like Deathblade IE, something like this. And then you need to have 3 items Cassante, and you need to have a secondary carry that will carry Last Whisper and Red buff. So TF is the best one, obviously. Without it, I just feel like you can't do much. So yeah, maybe if you're playing for a win streak, then sure you can play it. Otherwise, no. Last patch I used to play it a lot. This patch I have played it maybe 5-6 games at the first day of the patch, and then I realized it's not very good, so I stopped playing it because I was just losing LP. I feel like low key maybe the TF board is a better fast 9 comp right now. I'm not sure though. Okay, so then we have Darius. Darius, you can play it in two ways. You can play it with Malzahar or with Smolder, or you can just play it like just with Fusion Dance, right? Fusion Dance Darius, and then you can still play it with Smolder, you can play it with Kaisa, you can play it with Malzahar, honestly, it doesn't matter. But here you really want Fusion Dance, and you want like IE, BT, Sterak, or something like this on Darius. Basically, you want IE and one healing item, and then Titans is pretty the best. You can also go double IE, I saw it do well. You need Fusion Dance though, and then you put Death Blades, Warmocks, and Jades, and you just make a Giga Darius, and he just fists basically. Then we have Shen. Shen is really good if you playing from a win streak. If you're playing from lose streak, I would not play it. If you have like Ginza opener, and you like let's say have a Shen already, or you just have a Ginza opener and you have like decent frontline, then I think this hero augment is really good, and I would play it always. Same for Mundo. If you have like a Ginza opener, IE opener, Guardbreaker opener, or like good components, you have a good frontline, I would just take it. It's really good. Kaisa got nerfed, but she's still really good. You can play with mentors, so basically with Kobuko and with like 4 mentors, right? Or you can play with Ramos and then you just play Udyr and Aatrox, I guess, plus 4 Supreme cells, right? And she's still really good. Artifacts make her S tier, I think. If you have Fish Bones, you have Mana Zane, I think she's really good. Or like Sniper's Focus is also really good. Without it, you just want IE always on her. It's her best item by far. And then you can go blue buff, Sojin or Ginza's like your mana items basically. And third item is like flexible. You can go Guardbreaker, you can go Deathblade. It's all fine. Then we have Malphite. Malphite is basically the crew comp. It's just vertical crew with strategists. I think this comp is really good, especially if you like hefty rolls, or like you have a good like econ opener and you get a lot of Malphites early. You have like a chain, cloak, belt, maybe something like this, so you can slam items on him. I think this comp is really good. Then we have the Jin comp, which is like basically the same comp, right? You just frontline Malphite, but instead of playing vertical crew, you just play Jin and snipers. I think this comp is slightly better, especially for artifacts. Fishbone's Jin, Luden's Jin, really insane. Makes this comp pretty S tier, honestly. But honestly, in the crew comp, I forgot to say, if you get Static Shift or Flicker Blade, Ziggs also becomes really good. And maybe puts him in S tier. Then we have the Zyra comp. Zyra comp is just the Crystal Gambit comp. 7 Crystal Gambits. If you have like a, let's say like a golem with emblems and you get Crystal Gambit, or you get emblem early, I think this comp is good. It still caps probably like the highest in the game if you can get the 7 Crystal Gambits and like get a few cash outs. But yeah, it's really hard to get there. Once you get there, it's still not insta win. You need to like get a few cash outs. But yeah, if you get it, then it's really strong, right? I just put it in A tier, not in S tier, because it's really hard to get there. That's the only reason it's like an A tier. Then we get to like the top 5 comps, or like top 6 comps in the game, in my opinion. So Rise is still insanely good. The Mental Rise comp is still insanely good. Um, Sniper's Focus Rise with Killer Instinct is like really good. It's just Icebender got nerfed. It's still like its best power up, I think. Um, Items are flexible. You can go Archangel, you can go Rabadon, you can go some artifacts like Zonia, the Fire Grasp, the Sniper's Focus, Void Star. Like there's so many flexible items in this comp. ADIs that you just put on Volibear slash Lee Sin slash Yasuo. If you get frontline items, they are not ideal because honestly, you just kind of want only damage items in this comp and just itemize the carries. But you can put them on Kobuko or Jarvan, both are good. What I wanna say though is Socialite is still really important. It got nerfed, but it's still the best power up in this comp. It's just the best to use it on Aatrox and fish for it. Makes the comp better, right? I would say without Socialite, it's probably like here, maybe here. Maybe not here, like probably like bottom A tier. With Socialite, it's like high A tier. Then we have Viego. Viego is really good, especially with artifacts. If you get Zonia's Wheat Scent, if you get Sniper's Focus, RFC, I don't know if I forgot something, but like these mainly, this Viego comp is really strong, especially if you hit him early and you can play from win streak and you can cap your board. I think this is like one of the strongest comps in the game. You can play him in 2 ways. You can play him with 6 duelists, which I think is worse, or you can just play it with 6/8 soul fighters with like Udyr, which I think is better personally. Then we have Samira. Samira, I would say, with Emblem, it's like high A tier. It's really good. It's really strong. Without Emblem, I would put her like low A, maybe high B. But with Emblem, it's just so strong. You just play 8 Soul Fighter plus Volibear usually, or like Shen. If you cap around Gwen 2, this comp is actually insanely strong. And Samira is just a good unit now. She was really bad last patch, but this patch after the buffs, she's actually really, really nice. Then we get to the top 3 comps. The top 3 comps, in my opinion, is Jinx, Malzahar, and Xayah. So why Jinx? Well, I think Jinx is really flexible because you can play her in so many ways. You can play Jinx with a vertical Star Guardian if you get Emblem. I don't think it's the best. I would put it like low A, but it's still good. Then you have the Jinx with Tiny Team, which in my opinion is just the thing that makes it S tier. With Tiny Team, you can play it with Cassante, Varus, and then you can play like the Sniper slash Wraith Xayah. Or you can play with Luchadors. So you can play like Xayah, Poppy, Jinx, plus Gnar, Volibear, Mundo, Braum, and then you have like open slot like for Varus or something later. And like both these versions are just really, really, really good. I would say even without Tiny Team, this comp is really good. I have so much success. I climbed per like a lot of LP this patch just by playing Jinx with Luchadors. Yeah, so basically I would say without Tiny Team, it's like middle of A tier. With Tiny Team, it's like S tier in my opinion. Then we have Malzahar, and Malzahar has also 2 ways of playing the game. You can play Malzahar with Jinx and like 4 Wraiths, 4 Star Guardians. I think this comp is pretty good, especially if you can get to 9 and get like to Varus. Or you have the second way, which is rerolling, which is just heavyweight Malzahar, right? You just play 6 heavyweights, you roll for Malzahar, Darius, maybe Jace, frontline Poppy, and then you cap it with Seraphine, Syndra, and more prodigies basically. Uh, yeah, it's just really toxic comp. If you have Blighting Jewel on him, it probably becomes the strongest comp in the game, to be completely honest. Where's the boy? Yeah, with Blighting Jewel, probably the best comp. Without it, per like second. And then we get to the Zaya Rakan, our lovely duo. Honestly, it was a strong comp last patch, and this comp just became so oppressive. If you have Double Trouble, it's really good. It's really good with artifacts. If you have Locket on Rakan, Fishbone Zaya, Sniper Zaya, Flickerblade Zaya, uh, this comp is just really, really strong. And it's also flexible. You can play it with 6 protectors, you can play it with like 4 protectors, and then you can play Kirel Shen instead of Yasuo. Um, you can add like a Jinx later and go into like more Star Guardianish version. You can play Jarvan Rise. You can play so many things. I think Protector version is the best, although I'm not entirely sure because I saw a lot of success with both 6 Protectors and just 4 Protectors plus like Jinx and stuff, so yeah. Mm, and then I can also go over what I think should be nerfed and buffed the next patch. Okay, so I think Zaya for sure needs to get a little bit nerfed. I think she does way too much damage. I don't know if it's the Star Guardian buff that she gets or just Zaya herself, but she's a bit too strong in my opinion. Then we have Malzahar. I think just revert his mana buff and he should be fine. I think people realize that he's actually a strong unit now. Um, I mean I know why they buffed him. They just tried to pay back for the Yuminers, but it turned out to be too big of a buff. It's like over a 10% buff, which is actually a lot. Jinx, I think. I don't think Jinx needs a nerf. I think Tiny Team needs to get nerfed and then she will be fine. Um, Samira, I think, is spot on. I think really good. Viego, I think maybe slightly nerf, but I think he's fine. Rice, I think, is fine as well. Maybe a little bit of a nerf to mentor, like mentor trait. Like I don't know, like make the comp have a little bit less CC because this comp has so much CC. It's just so annoying to play against. Uh, Crystal Gambits, I wouldn't nerf. I think it's fine. Jane, I think just nerf Jane 2-star maybe a little bit, or maybe 3-star a little bit, and then it should be fine. It should be like less stable and it should be like more punishable. Maybe it's like not gonna be as strong. I think this comp, if you cap it out, it should be strong, and it is strong, but maybe just nerf the mid game a little bit. Kaisa, I don't know what to say about her because I feel like if you nerf her more, she might be useless, but if you don't nerf her at all, you nerf all the other comps, she might be too strong. I think just Kai'Sa is a unit that if you're playing from a spot where you're like when you can win streak and stuff, she's really good. Um, so maybe just slight nerf, like 2 or 3% nerf, something like this. Maybe it's gonna be fine. The crew comp, I wouldn't really nerf it. Maybe slightly, but I don't know even how you can nerf it because I don't think they should nerf any of the units. I think it's just fine. The Mundo hero, I would leave it. Shen hero, I would leave it as well. Basically, all these comps, I would just leave it. I would for sure buff Varus. I would for sure buff Yone. Um, these 2 comps are getting changed because the Lulu is gonna be changed next patch. It's not gonna be like there won't be any levels anymore. So I don't know what to think about them next patch. And then these comps I would just basically leave and then buff C tier, for sure buff D tier. And then I think the meta will be actually pretty good. Okay, well, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope I could help you a little bit. It's a little bit of a chaotic rundown, maybe. I will try to maybe make a PowerPoint next time to make it look a little bit better. I'm gonna rewatch the video and try to improve as well. But yeah, that's my little rundown. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys. Have a good day. Bye.